Lincoln Wheat Penny, commonly known as the wheat cent, is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. Introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature an actual historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's reverse side featured two stylized wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity, earning its nickname. Today, we explore the final decade of the wheat penny before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Specifically, we focus on the years 1946, 1951, 1952, 1956, 1957, and 1958. Coins still often found in collections, drawers, and sometimes even in circulation. In the heart of post-war prosperity and Cold War tensions, the United States minted a humble coin that quietly passed through the hands of millions, yet today stands as a meaningful piece of numismatic heritage, the 1951 Liberty Wheat Penny. Known formally as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, this coin represents the enduring symbol of American strength, unity, and everyday life in the early 1950s. Minted in 3 U.S. cities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, this penny carries not just monetary value but cultural and historical significance. Year 1951. President Harry S. Truman. The Cold War was heating up. The Korean War raged abroad. Domestically, the U.S. economy was strong, powered by post-World War II industrialization and a growing middle class. Public sentiment, a mix of optimism and anxiety. Citizens turned to everyday routines, and the humble penny was a familiar friend in pockets across the nation. Official name, Lincoln Wheat Cent. Common name, Liberty Wheat Penny. Year, 1951. Designer, Victor David Brenner. Initials, V.D.B. Sometimes faintly visible on obverse. Diameter, 1905 mm. Weight, 3.11 grams. Composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Image, profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right. In God We Trust. Above. Liberty, left side. 1951, right side. Mint mark below the date if applicable. D for Denver, S for San Francisco. Image. 2 stylized wheat stalks encircle the words, inscriptions. 1 cent, center. United States of America, beneath. E pluribus unum, above. The 1951 wheat penny was minted in 3 U.S. cities, each contributing to national coin circulation needs. Location, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mintage, $284,576,000 notes, Maine U.S. Mint. No mint mark appears on these coins. Location, Denver, Colorado. Mintage, 355,000 notes. Highest output of the 3. Denver pennies are common, but prized in higher grades. Location, San Francisco, California. Mintage, 136,010,000 notes. Typically lower mintage. S-mint coins can be slightly more collectible. In 1951, pennies were used constantly. They paid for chewing gum, telephone calls, and countless daily transactions. Most 1951 cents saw heavy use, resulting in wear on Lincoln's cheek and jaw, faded or flattened wheat stalks on the reverse, general smoothing of edges and loss of mint luster, grades for circulated coins, good, G4, major details worn, but date, and lettering readable very good, VG8 to fine, F12. Moderate wear, clearer features, very fine, VF20, to extremely fine, EF40. Light to moderate wear with partial details visible. Market value, 0.05 to 0.25 in circulated condition. Uncirculated 1951 pennies, often preserved in rolls or mint sets, retain their original color and detail. These coins are graded on the mint state, MS scale from 60 to 70. MS60, MS62. Average uncirculated, some marks are dullness, MS63, MS64. Better strike, some luster. Minor marks, MS65. Gem uncirculated. Full luster, sharp strike, few flaws, MS66, MS68. Rare quality, exceptional eye appeal. MS69, MS70. Practically perfect. Very rare for this issue. Red, RD. Bright original copper color. Most valuable red-brown, RB. Some luster mixed with toning brown, BN. Fully toned. Still collectible but less valuable 1951, P. 150. 15 plus, MS65 RD. 1951, D. 1.00. 12 plus, MS65 RD. 1951, S. 2.00. 25 plus, MS65 RD. Not a rare date, but high-grade red examples are more valuable. S mint coins in gem condition can command premiums. Errors and varieties, double die, off-center, repunched mint mark, are sought after. The Denver Mint struck over 500 million coins, one of the largest wheat penny mintages of the early 1950s. In the 1950s, many children began collecting coins from pocket change. This began a numismatic boom. The 1951 penny was part of the final decade of the wheat cent, before the 1959 design change to the Lincoln Memorial. The 1951 wheat penny stands as an accessible yet historically rich collectible. Its design pays tribute to President Lincoln, its copper composition connects us to pre-modern coinage, and its widespread circulation reminds us of a simpler time in American life. Collectors prize it not for rarity, but for its symbolism, and its role in the broader narrative of American coinage. Whether you hold a well-worn 1951 penny that passed through hundreds of hands, or a pristine, uncirculated gem shining with original red copper, each coin is a tangible piece of American history, a tribute in miniature to a president, a nation, and the everyday people who built its legacy. 1957, the United States was at a technological and cultural turning point. The Cold War was escalating. The space race had begun with the launch of Sputnik. Suburbs expanded, televisions glowed in living rooms, and Elvis topped the charts. Amid all this, a copper coin continued its quiet journey through American hands, the 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny. This unassuming cent would be the second to last in the long-running Wheat Penny series, just before the Lincoln Memorial design debuted in 1959. And yet it was produced in massive numbers, symbols of stability in a world of change. The 1957 Wheat Penny carried forward the original design created in 1909 by Victor David Brenner, honoring Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the obverse, a right-facing profile of President Lincoln "In God We Trust" arches above Liberty, rests to the left. The date, 1957, appears on the right, with a mint mark if applicable. On the reverse, two stylized wheat ears frame the coin. The words 1 cent and United States of America stand bold above the Latin motto, E pluribus unum. Out of many, one, a simple design, yet deeply symbolic, a tribute to both unity and prosperity. The 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny followed the traditional pre-1982 copper formula. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc weight, 3.11 grams, diameter, 19.05 millimeters edge. Plain. The coin had a satisfying warmth and tone. Its ruggedness helped it endure decades of handling, yet its elegance made it a favorite among collectors. In 1957, the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln wheat cents at two locations: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, mintage, 282 and 540,000, located in Pennsylvania, serving the eastern U.S. No mint mark appears on the coin. Denver Mint, D mint mark. Mintage, $1,051,342,000, located in Colorado, serving the West and Midwest. The Denver Mint produced nearly 4 times as many as Philadelphia together. The total mintage exceeded 1.3 billion coins, making the 1957 penny one of the most common wheat cents ever minted. Its widespread production reflects the demand of a fast-moving, cash-heavy economy. The 1957 wheat penny was made to move. It paid for milk, school lunches, bubble gum, and bus fare. It slipped through laundromats, vending machines, and grocery tills for decades. Good. G4. Major features: worn flat fine, F12. Moderate wear with some detail, very fine, VF20. Moderate wear with sharp lettering, extremely fine, EF40. Light wear, strong details. Typical value today, 3 to 10 cents in circulated condition. Common, yes, but every circulated 1957 penny is a witness to mid-century life. Not all 1957 pennies were spent. Many were saved in bankrolls, coin folders, or U.S. mint sets, untouched by commerce. In these uncirculated or mint state conditions, the 1957 penny retains its original mint luster. MS60, MS62, basic mint state, with contact marks. MS63, MS64, better strike, mild blemishes. MS65, MS66, gem condition with strong detail. MS67 plus, exceptionally rare quality red, RD, full original copper color, most valuable red-brown, RB. Some toning with red traces, brown, BN, fully toned. Lower value 1957, no mint mark. 17 in MS65 RD. 1957 D. $2 in MS65 RD MS67. RD examples can fetch 100 plus, especially from Denver. These brilliant survivors of the mint floor are popular with collectors who value color, strike, and preservation. 1957 was the second to last year of the wheat penny. In 1958, the same design would appear one final time before being replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, commemorating 150 years since Lincoln's birth. So while the 1957 wheat penny is not rare, it is significant. It marks the final stretch of a design that had spanned 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and a cultural transformation. Today, it is cherished not for rarity, but for its endurance, for its role in telling America's story 1 cent at a time. 1952. America stood at the crossroads of conflict and prosperity. The Korean War raged overseas. At home, the economy boomed with post-war manufacturing, suburbia expanded, and a general election was brewing. Dwight D. Eisenhower would soon become president. In the palms of American hands through all this change, passed a small but constant companion, the Lincoln Wheat Penny. That year, the 1952 Liberty Wheat Cent was born, a copper coin that symbolized both the enduring spirit of Abraham Lincoln and the daily life of a growing nation. The 1952 penny continued the now familiar design first created in 1909 by sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, the profile of Abraham Lincoln faces right, steadfast, noble, American. Above him, the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left, liberty. To the right, the date 1952, and if applicable, a mint mark. On the reverse, 2 curved wheat stalks enclose the bold phrases, 1 cent, United States of America, e pluribus unum above it all. A reminder that from many we are one. In 1952, the U.S. Mint struck the wheat penny using a proven alloy, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Each coin measured 19 millimeters in diameter, weighed 3.11 grams, and had a plain edge. With its deep, reddish-brown tone and satisfying heft, the coin was more than currency. It was craftsmanship in copper forged in post-war optimism. The 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny was minted in 3 cities, each representing a key region of the United States. Minted over 186 million coins served the Northeast and Midwest. The oldest and largest U.S. mint facility, Denver Mint, D mint mark, minted over 746 million coins. Served the West and Mountain States, produced the majority of 1952 cents. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, minted over 137 million coins, supplied the West Coast and Pacific territories known for lower mintages and collector appeal. Total mintage across all 3. Over 1.07 billion coins, reflecting the demand of a booming economy. Most 1952 pennies went straight into circulation. They rang in cash registers, passed through candy shops, and were dropped into savings jars. Over time, these coins wore down. Lincoln's cheek lost its contours, wheat stalks faded, edges smoothed from use. In coin collecting, these are known as circulated grades: good, G4, heavily worn very fine, VF20. Some detail remains extremely fine, EF40. light wear on high points. Typical value today, a few cents, but priceless in memory. But some 1952 pennies escaped wear. These were stored in bank rolls, mint sets, or private collections. In these mint state or uncirculated conditions, they shine with original copper brilliance. Graded from MS60 to MS67, collectors judge them on strike quality surface marks, color 3 color classifications, red, RD, full mint color, highest value, red-brown, RB, partially toned brown, BN, fully toned, common but historic, 1952 P, $2.10 in MS65 RD, 1952 D, 1 to 8 in MS65 RD, 1952 S, 3 to 15 plus Rs in MS65 RD. Coins with full red luster and few marks can fetch higher premiums, especially San Francisco issues, which are scarcer in pristine condition. Today, the 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny lives on in collections, coin shows, and heirlooms. While not rare, its value lies in history. It links us to the everyday Americans of the 1950s, to the soda jerks, train conductors, veterans, and students, who carried this coin with quiet pride. It represents craftsmanship, economy, and character in just 1 cent, and that is the enduring story of the 1952 Lincoln Wheat Cent. 1946. America was changing. The Second World War had ended just a year earlier. Troops returned home, industries shifted back from weapons to consumer goods, and families across the country sought stability. It was the beginning of a new era. Amid this transformation, one tiny object remained constant: the humble Lincoln Wheat Penny. In 1946, the U.S. Mint resumed regular copper coinage after wartime experiments with steel. The result? The 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny, a quiet witness to a nation rebuilding. The 1946 Wheat Penny featured the same powerful design introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the obverse, Lincoln's solemn profile faces right, framed by the words "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1946 to the right. The reverse shows 2 wheat stalks curving inward, a symbol of harvest and prosperity, flanking the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top reads, "E pluribus unum," Latin for "out of many one." This penny was more than a coin. It was a statement of unity and strength. Struck in the traditional alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the 1946 cent weighed 3.11 grams and measured 19 millimeters in diameter. Its plain edge and warm copper hue marked a return to normalcy after the 1-year experiment with zinc-coated steel cents in 1943. Millions of Americans welcomed the reddish tone of pre-war pennies back into their hands, pockets, and jars. In 1946, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at 3 mint facilities across the United States, each serving a unique geographic region and population. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Over 991 million coins struck. Serving the eastern United States. The main production hub of the U.S. Mint, Denver Mint, D mint mark. Over 315 million coins struck. Located in Colorado. Focused on Western and Midwestern. Supply San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Over 198 million coins struck. Serving the West Coast. Known for slightly lower mintages and collectible appeal. Total mintage. Over 1.5 billion pennies, making 1946 one of the highest production years for the wheat cent. Most 1946 wheat pennies were used in daily life. They bought bread, candy, bus fare, and movie tickets, common in a recovering economy. Over time, these coins wore down. Lincoln's features became smooth, and wheat stalks lost detail. In numismatic terms, these coins are graded as good to fine, depending on where. While common in circulation, each penny carries stories from lunch counters, church collections, and school halls of post-war America. Yet some 1946 pennies were never spent. Preserved in rolls or mint sets, they retained their original brilliance. These uncirculated coins are graded from MS60 to MS67 and valued for their color and strike. Copper tones fall into 3 categories: red, RD, bright copper, Most valuable red brown, RB. Partially toned brown, BN. Fully aged, less lustrous. Valuation by mint and grade, estimates. Philadelphia, no mint mark. MS65, RD. $6.10 Denver, D, MS65. RD, $8.15 San Francisco, S. MS65, RD, 10.20. Collectors often seek full red examples with minimal contact marks. These coins are time capsules, untouched by commerce, yet rich with history. The 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny isn't rare, but it is remarkable. It reflects a moment when the world shifted from war to peace, from rationing to rebuilding. It is copper cast into memory, bearing Lincoln's face and America's values. Whether worn or mint state, each 1946 penny tells a story of resilience, revival, and remembrance. 1956, President Dwight D. Eisenhower was re-elected. The nation raced forward on the back of the booming economy, building highways, suburbs, and satellites. Rock and roll was rising, and the Cold War loomed. Amid all this change, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny quietly entered circulation. A small but faithful coin, 1 cent in value but rich in heritage. As one of the last of the wheat reverse designs, the 1956 penny marked the beginning of the end of an era. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent bore the image of the 16th president, designed by Victor David Brenner. By 1956, it was a beloved staple in American pockets. The obverse shows Lincoln's right-facing profile. Above him, "In God We Trust." To the left, "Liberty." To the right, the year 1956. Beneath the date is a mint mark if struck outside Philadelphia. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks frame the inscriptions. 1 cent, United States of America, and the national motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. The 1956 Liberty Wheat Penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a traditional mix used since 1909. Weight, 3.11 grams. Diameter, 19.05. Edge, plain. This solid, reddish coin reflected the materials and manufacturing quality of mid-century America. Durable and dignified, it was ready to pass, from one hand to the next millions of times. In 1956, the U.S. Mint struck the Lincoln Wheat Penny at 2 locations. Mintage, $420 million. The original U.S. Mint, serving the Northeast and Midwest Denver Mint, D Mint mark, mintage, bar $1.098 billion. The dominant producer for this, year supplied the western and central United States San Francisco, did not mint Lincoln cents in 1956, marking the second year of its halted cent production. Together, Philadelphia and Denver produced over 1.5 billion 1956 pennies, a symbol of a growing, consuming, commuting America. The 1956 penny was a workhorse. It rode in lunchboxes, bought newspapers, paid for jukebox tunes, and clinked into parking meters. These coins were used daily, and they show it. Good, G4. Heavy wear, smooth surfaces. Very fine, VF20. Moderate detail remains extremely fine, EF40. Light wear on high points. Average value, 3 to 10 cents today in circulated condition. Though, common every worn 1956 penny tells a personal story of an era when a penny still had purpose. Not every 1956 penny entered circulation. Some were saved, untouched, by collectors, dealers, and families. In uncirculated or mint state condition, these coins shine with their original copper brilliance. MS60, MS62, average uncirculated minor marks, MS63, MS64, good luster, slight imperfections, MS65, MS66, gem, strong strike, minimal flaws, MS67, rare quality, full brilliance, red, RD, bright copper, most desirable red-brown, RB, partially. Toned brown, BN, aged appearance 1956, penny value in mint state, 2025 estimates. 1956, no mint mark, 1.8, MS65 RD, 1956 D, 210, MS65 RD. High-grade, full red examples are popular among Lincoln cent collectors and can command higher prices at auction. The 1956 wheat penny stands just 2 years before a major design shift. In 1959, the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced the wheat stalks, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That makes the 1956 issue part of the final chapter of the classic wheat penny design. Common? Yes. But also historic. Affordable? Certainly. But full of character. Whether found in circulation or shining from a collector's case, the 1956 Liberty Wheat Penny is a proud remnant of post-war America, where every cent counted. 1958. America stood on the cusp of transformation. NASA was born. The interstate highway system expanded. The Cold War intensified. In homes across the country, televisions played Leave It to Beaver, and Americans prepared for a new decade. In this year of subtle shifts, the U.S. Mint struck the final chapter of a long-running icon, the 1958 Liberty Wheat Penny. This 1-cent coin would be the last to carry the classic wheat reverse, closing nearly half a century of design born from President Lincoln's 100th birthday in 1909. The 1958 wheat cent held firm to Victor David Brenner's design, unchanged for 5 decades. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile faced right. Above, In God We Trust to the left, Liberty to the right, 1958, with a mint mark below the date if struck in Denver. The reverse showcased 2 iconic wheat ears bracketing, 1 cent, United States of America, topped by E pluribus unum, a simple, elegant message of unity and value, ending a proud numismatic era. The 1958 penny was struck in the traditional copper alloy, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc weight, 3.11 grams, diameter, 19.05 millimeters edge. Plain. This composition, consistent with wheat cents since 1909, excluding the steel cents of 1943, gave the coin its distinct reddish tone and durability. These pennies were built to last. Many still circulate today. The final wheat penny came from 2 U.S. mint facilities in 1958 mintage, $252,525 located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The oldest U.S. mint, serving the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions. No mint mark appears on these coins. Denver Mint. The mint mark, mintage, 893,000 located in Denver. Colorado supplied the West and Midwest. These coins bear the D beneath the date. Together, the mints produced over 1.05 billion 1958 pennies, flooding the economy with what would become the last of the wheatbacks. In 1958, the penny could still buy a candy bar, a gumball, or a payphone call. Most 1958 wheat cents went straight into circulation and stayed there, used in daily transactions across cities, farms, factories, and schools. Good, G4. Heavily worn but identifiable. 2.5C. Very fine, VF20. Moderate wear, some wheat details. 5.10C. Extremely fine, EF40. Light wear, strong design. 10.15C. These coins aren't rare, but they're rich in character. Each one passed through countless hands in a changing America. Fortunately, many 1958 wheat pennies were saved by collectors, banks, and families anticipating the design change. These uncirculated or mint state coins remain in stunning condition, graded from MS60 to MS67+. Uncirculated grading levels. MS60, MS62, mint luster light marks, MS63, MS64, above average strike, fewer blemishes, MS65, MS66, gem uncirculated, strong eye appeal, MS67+, superb condition, scarce and highly valued color grades also matter. Red, RD, bright original copper, most. Valuable, red-brown, RB, some natural toning. Brown, BN, fully aged 1958, P, $110 in MS65, RD, 1958, D, $212 in MS65, RD, MS67, RD examples, up to 100+, especially from Denver. For collectors, owning a final year wheat cent and full red luster is a tribute to American numismatic history. The 1958 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than a coin. It's the end of a 50-year tradition. The next year, 1959, saw the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse designed by Frank Gasparo. It was modern, commemorative, and reflective of a changing nation. But the 1958 penny? It remained rooted in early 20th century ideals, humble, sturdy, and honest. So whether found in change, a collection, or a dusty coin jar, the 1958 wheat cent represents the final whisper of America's longest-running coin design. It's a farewell to wheat and a tribute to copper craftsmanship. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget like, share, and subscribe more coin collecting content.